Welcome to India Podcasts.
मनुष्य के कर्म स्थितियों को उत्पन्न करते हैं।
स्थापित किया धर्म सदा, धर्म है अविनाश। संसार को कर्तव्य की सीख देने मैं श्री कृष्ण प्रवेश कर रहा हूँ।
Thank you so much, Sourabh and Ridhima, for joining here on India Podcast. For our viewers and listeners, it's a privilege to have you guys here. And in this time when we all are going through a major sense of uncertainty, and especially lockdown, which has happened rare, and it's the rarest experience for everybody across. A very important role has been played by mythological stories that have played on television and people who have inspired us through various ways. Sourabh and Ridhima, thank you for joining again. It's a privilege to have you both here.
Thank you so much for having us here. And you rightly said that the times are uncertain these days completely. And I think these kind of shows that you just spoke about, they in a way give some kind of hope. In a general perception, it gives a hope to masses and people all around that ultimately things will get all right. And maybe that's why people like these kind of shows.
हर युग में मैं हुआ प्रकट, लेकर अनेक रूप।
परित्राणाय साधूनां, साधुओं को मुक्त करने के लिए।
विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम्,
मेरे विश्व रूप का दर्शन करना ही वास्तविक ज्ञान है अर्जुन।
So I particularly would like to begin with one thing is now in lockdown phase, how has it been for both of you? Was it doable, or towards the end of it, people lost kind of their patience throughout? I mean, initially everybody was geared up. They were lighting the candles as you went about our Prime Minister talking and uniting us. But how did it go for you in phases like lockdown 5 and now unlocking? So how did it play out for you?
I think every household will have it differently because the composition of family members are different at different houses. With us, luckily, we have two little babies with us, and they are yet to turn 3. And our entire day, entire schedule is around them. So day goes by, and we don't even get to know morning till late night. So that's how our days are going. And I also feel that for me personally, it is a blessing in disguise because generally when we are shooting, I hardly used to meet my babies because early morning when I used to leave, they would be sleeping, and by the time I would come back, they'll be sleeping again. So now though I have time, so I spend as much quality time that I can with them.
What about you, Ridhima? How do you look at it? Do you find it as going smooth? Are you liking the man home 24/7, or is it now been like I had enough of him at home now?
No. I think it's nice to have him here because, as he said, he's typically very busy with the shoots. So he leaves in the morning and comes by night. And in fact, nowadays he's in because the last show was in Bombay, so which eventually we would see him at least daily. But the prior shows he's been shooting outside Bombay, so we could hardly see him for a really long time, and kids had not seen him for a really long time. So it's nice to have him here, and and I'm very happy that he's spending time with kids a lot. So I see, with being a mother, you know, you have to spend time with kids and being around them all the time. But with him having been here and helping me with all the household work as well, so that's really nice.
Sort of one question to you. We know Mahabharata has really gone to every house. We didn't know whether the retelecast would happen in this time with two of the shows, Ramayana and Mahabharata. And Mahabharata has really reached through youngsters. It's come as like a mass appreciated thing, and especially with the millennials. How have you taken it? Did you expect it to come by like this?
I was very honestly not expecting anything out of it. My only thing was that now with family, I'll be able to watch it because when it came first, I was shooting in Umargaon and I never saw it with my family. So for the first time, I'm watching it with my family, and that is the only thing that I was thinking about. But then it came as a surprise that people loved it so much because I can see so many comments on various social platforms. I've been reading all those. I've been even replying them back, and it feels great. Yeah, it feels great that you were part of a show which people even after 7 years they are liking it and loving it.
I mean, this fact जो आप बोल रहे हैं ना कि 7 साल बाद ये telecast हुआ, I think ये itself is unbelievable. People have started tagging it as the new Mahabharata. That's how we have come across people telling us. And कहीं ना कहीं आपने कृष्णा का कैरेक्टर रिक्रिएट कर दिया, या फिर एक एज एन एक्टर यू हैव रीएस्टैब्लिश्ड इट आफ्टर द फर्स्ट महाभारत. पहली महाभारत के बाद आई थिंक कृष्णा की छवि जो अब सबके, एंड स्पेशली आई एम टॉकिंग फ्रॉम द यंगस्टर्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, आई एम टेलिंग यू सीरियसली, सो मेनी पीपल रोट टू मी जस्ट टू गेट to know that if Krishna, if Sourabh Jain is there, you're getting him to talk to you. So how do you feel about that character? Was it tough, or were you having a benchmark कि पहले Krishna की जो image create हुई है उसको redefine करना है?
When it was happening, when I was given that role, I was told that I could choose between two scripts at the time of audition. One was Arjun's and another was Krishna's. And I don't know how, but I was very clear in my head that if I would want to do Mahabharata, I would want to play Krishna in it. And I chose the script of Krishna and I auditioned, and then eventually I got selected and I played the part. Never in my head I thought that it is a challenging in a way that I would be compared with the first Mahabharata, Krishna and stuff like that. That was never in my head. My entire center point was that I got to do this role with best of my abilities, and it is a great responsibility to do this kind of a role. So that was the only thing which was going in my head all the time that time, and even after that also, because that role that you do once, you feel responsible for it for your entire life, I think, in some way or the another. So I also feel that it was a blessing for me that I got that part, and I'm really happy that people appreciate and like that character, that role that I played.
How much went into making that character from your better half? I know how much you guys are in love. It's pretty evident through the shows that we have seen. How much of support was it required? Because it's a very, very intimate, it's a very heavy role to play. Lot of it is dependent on the interpretation that comes by and the way you present it. So, kitna preparation mein was the role of your wife there? How much mentally you had to charge up every morning and get motivated? Like, would you visit his set every day? How would it work in the preparation?
You want me to answer, or
I want her to answer. I think she's the best person to tell us the honest thing.
Actually, this show was not shot in Bombay. Iski shooting Umargaon mein hoti. So eventually, he was there for 1.5 years. So I generally don't visit him on sets. I don't go on shooting much. I just visit him sometimes and then I come back. So eventually he was totally over there and I was here. So I think the entire credit goes to him for whatever hard work and whatever inputs he's put for this character. It's entirely his hard work and his credit. So I won't take this thing from him because puri mehnat, obviously cast, crew, director, everybody is in place for this entire this entire show to come up on air and being such a successful show. But speaking for him, पूरे टाइम कैरेक्टर की एक लाइन को देखना, उसको समझना, छोटी छोटी चीजों के लिए क्वेश्चंस करना, और not only by him, with himself he would ask the director, the producer, even sometimes me, and I would go blank. I say I don't know, I'm sorry, but I think you would be the best person to answer this. So I'm very very proud of him for whatever he has done. And in fact, जब ये shoot हो रही थी, and I saw the episodes, and I called him one day and I said, Sourabh, what are you doing today as this playing the character of Lord Krishna? I think you will be remembered for this character your entire lifetime. This one thing I told him over the call, and the show had just began, and there were a few episodes being on air, and then by God's grace, I think the words came out true, and I'm very very happy that this entire thing has come up very nice. People loved him as Krishna, and he's definitely done justice.
With so much of praise, I think I got more of housework today.
So I'm preparing a ground for this so that he's ready for the evening work.
Did he become your Krishna in the real life? Did he change, like suddenly you have a husband with all the different kind of speech altogether? Bhasha badal gayi hai. I think again she will answer it correctly for us. Did he really change as a person with this character?
No, I won't say. I think there's one very good thing about Sourabh. I don't know much about the other actors. Uh, what he does on a set when he's shooting. So when he's done with the part, he leaves it there. And when he's back home, he's not the character, which is very, very important, I think, for an actor. Not only for an actor, for every working person, even if you're going to the office, anywhere at the workplace, आपका काम खत्म हो गया, आप उसे घर पे मत लाइए, ताकि आप अपना टाइम, एनर्जी खुद के लिए इस्तेमाल करें, फ्रेश रहें, घर पे एक अच्छा माहौल स्पेंड हो सबके साथ, फैमिली टाइम के साथ. And then I think the one thing which really I think back was the Krishna teachings that were being shown in every single episode. हर एक episode के बाद एक gist होता था और वो बहुत मीनिंगफुल होता था, बहुत ब्यूटीफुल होता था और बहुत ही नॉर्मल लाइफ की चीजों से रिलेटेड. सो आई थिंक वो चीजें देखकर ये काफी बार चीजों को क्वेश्चन करता था और आई थिंक दैट नॉट ओनली इम्पैक्टेड हिम बट आई थिंक दैट हेल्प एवरीबॉडी वो सोचना समझना कि छोटी छोटी चीजें कितनी जरूरी है लाइफ में. तो ऐसे कोई ह्यूज चेंज नहीं था with his own self or with his own characteristics, but it was just playing his part.
It was tough. It certainly was tough, wasn't it? I mean, sort of playing that role, itna easy bhi nahi raha hoga in terms of, even though you could learn your lines well and everything, it might have been a little tough for you to execute at least some of the scenes that you've been talking about on Instagram as well.
Before I answer that, this part of your question, I want to add on the first part you asked her, that what was her input in me playing Krishna. Yeah, I really want to say that because before this show, when it actually got on air, it was supposed to get on air 2 years prior to that. I was on hold by the production house on a retention on a monthly basis, and I was not allowed to work outside. And that was a time when we were dating.
Oh my God.
So yeah. So, but you know how it happens when you don't have any work and you are just put on hold that something is going to come up. There are people who question you, who doubt you, all around you. That happens when things are not there. It was just the starting phase of my life in that way. And but she's one who who always had a trust on me or the things that she always stood by me, if I can say, even during that time, the complete period. And in that period only itself, we got married also. So,
Wow.
yeah. So in that waiting period that happened, and that is, I think, the biggest input that she gave it to me because she stood by me in the most troubled time of my life and everything was uncertain. So that is the biggest input I think that I got from her.
You
that.
got the best thing in your life, your wife, and the best show in your life together. I think
Yes.
it's achieving years for you to say so. Before I go taking the answer from you, I had the surprise for you though. There were so many people who reached me out. I generally do not reveal it to my guests, but we have callers from across India. Just selected one or two I have taken up for them to reach you and ask you some questions. So I'm bringing them in to just take one question each from you and share their mind with you on how they feel about it. So I have with me Pinky over here. She is from Mumbai, and Pinky is here joining us to take question with Saurabh and Ridhima both.
Said Preeti or Pinky?
Pinky Koshalka.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. जय श्री कृष्ण सौरभ एंड रिद्धिमा कैसे हो आप दोनों?
बस एकदम बढ़िया है. आप कैसे?
I'm fit and fine. I'm so happy and glad to talk to my favorite on-screen Krishna and with his real life Radha for the first time.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, and for this I thank Anku Goyal, the India podcast, for giving me this opportunity कि मैं अपने मन की बात आप दोनों के साथ share कर सकूं. But before I ask you something, Saurabh, मैं आपके लिए कुछ कहना चाहूंगी.
हाँ जी.
For me, Saurabh, आप एक ऐसे एक्टर हो जो सिर्फ अपने डायलॉग से ही नहीं बल्कि अपने आंखों की चंचलता से, नटखट वाली मुस्कुराहट से एंड अपने एक्सप्रेशन से लोगों को बहुत मोहित करते हो, फिर वो चाहे आपका रोल महाभारत के कृष्णा का हो या फिर देवों के देव महादेव में जो आपने विष्णु का रोल प्ले किया था. आई थिंक दीज आर द 3 फैक्टर्स, मेजर फैक्टर्स जो हमें आपके साथ कनेक्ट करती है.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. It means a lot to me.
या ओके, अब मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि एज अ कृष्णा, डू यू थिंक द वर्ल्ड इज इम्प्रूविंग और गेटिंग वर्स, एंड व्हाई?
See, I won't be able to answer it as Krishna because I can't be answering that question. I am nothing like the Almighty. But as Saurabh, I can tell you that I think it's a constant change that happens and that is required, and that is what is happening even now in the current times. The change is happening, and change is always good for the good, because anything which is stagnant is not good. The change is good. So I am hopeful, and I really think also that things are getting better than what it used to be.
Okay, Saurabh and Ridhima, one quality of your spouse that you want to have it in you. Ridhima, पहले आप जवाब दीजिएगा.
He's so many.
नहीं, only one, the best one.
He's very composed when there are things, so I would really like to have him. When there are tough times and you have to run your brains, very composed at it.
Okay, and Saurabh, आपका?
Her patience, I think. I would love to have that. She has an enormous amount of patience with her. Enormous.
So does that hint that she's tolerating you more? Does that
Yes, she does.
And we also have Rohit Agarwal from Durgapur all the way joining us here. Rohit, what is your question to the couple there?
Yes. Hi, Sourabh, Ridhima. Thank you so
Hi.
much for entertaining us. Yes.
Thank you so much.
They say that, ki Gita is like Ganga. It's always new and purifying. So when we saw you perform the Bhagavad Gita, it was so intense and we were just mesmerized. So I have one question. It's 2 parts. So what is your takeaway? What knowledge do you take away as Sourabh from Bhagavad Gita? And how was it for you to play that part, especially the Bhagavad Gita, because we had goosebumps watching you, when we were performing the.
So I'll answer the second part of your question first. First of all, thank you so much for saying the kind words. Second part of your question, I'll answer first. That I think Gita सार का जो पूरे scenes थे, वो इतने अच्छे लिखे गए थे, क्योंकि अगर आप ऐसे पढ़ेंगे, ऐसे समझने की कोशिश करेंगे तो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लगते हैं, बहुत समझ में एकदम से नहीं आते. You really need somebody to make you understand that. But हमारे जो राइटर्स थे, उन्होंने मेन चीजों को, सबको नहीं, सब कुछ नहीं, लेकिन मेन चीजों को बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पिरोया था सीन्स. तो जब मैंने वो फर्स्ट टाइम पढ़ा, तो वो पढ़ के ही मुझे इतना रिलेटेबल लगा कि I could feel the gist of it, and maybe that's why it came on screen also like that. So that is something which was beautifully written. That's why it came across that way. And to make it as into from my side, what I did best, what I could do was that जो संस्कृत का जो श्लोक्स थे, उसको मैंने अच्छी तरह प्रोनाउंसिएशन के लिए बार उसको रिपीटेटिवली उसको बोला, ताकि उसकी जो डिक्शन है वो बिल्कुल सही लगे, सुनने में अच्छा लगे. अपनी तरफ से जो मैं कर सकता था मैंने किया, लेकिन आई थिंक उसमें मेन क्रेडिट हमारे राइटर्स को जाता है. उन्होंने इतना अच्छा लिखा उसको, तभी वो इतना अच्छा निकल के आया.
Ridhima, I want to take this for you also. How have you looked at this whole phase where this role that Sourabh had played out, and even your personal life, everything was going together. He doing hard work, and we saw you in Nach Baliye also. So we've seen you both coming along this journey in a very different way. So how have you been able to manage this whole journey, Ridhima? If you can tell all of us now. Supporting him, also having your babies now, and also we've seen you fantabulously perform in Nach Baliye. I can't even tell you what kind of performance. I think you're the best. Hands down, you could have taken the trophy if I don't credit Sourabh for that. But how has this journey been for you, playing so many roles, as getting married in that journey, becoming a wife, becoming a supporter, a friend, and then, also taking care of the family now. And we also don't see you unhealthy at all. So let me take that compliment to you also. You're more fit than we can ever imagine you to be. So tell us more about your journey through it.
When there is love and trust, there is a very special bond. That bond is very difficult to break. So, and it is that bond is दोनों साइड से खींचने के लिए दोनों लोगों का होना बहुत जरूरी है. So वो दोनों साइड से स्ट्रेंथ होनी चाहिए. आप ही करने के जाओगे और सामने वाला वो स्ट्रेंथ दे रहा है, then there is no point. But I think this balance was done by both of us, with him also and with me. And then I think later part, when the kids were not there, when I was pregnant, he was in fact shooting for Mahakali again in Manau. So this entire part and ahead, my mom, my mother-in-law, Sourabh's mother, she's with us. She took care of everything, right from my pregnancy. In fact, when I delivered and when I had my labors, so she was the only one here. He was shooting, he was not there. So she took me and she did everything at the hospital. And then later on he came. And then when this portion of Nach Baliye came, I was a little skeptical to go ahead because not being from the media line, and second, two kids very small, difficult to leave. But then this opportunity had come to us, in fact Sourabh prior as well, 2-3 times. But then because of certain things, this didn't materialize. So this time, then we spoke to Ma, and then Mummy said me, no, please don't stop yourself. मैं हूँ, मैं बच्चों का ध्यान रखूंगी, आप लोग आगे बढ़ो. So I think that was a very very major push. I think जब आप एक फैमिली में रहते हैं, तो सबका सपोर्ट जब आपको मिलता है, तो आप एक स्ट्रेंथ की तरह खड़े हो जाते हैं और आपको पता होता है कि अगर आप if you're going to fall back, there are pillars behind you. So these pillars are none, but these are the family members that you have around. So every little strength, every little that positive energy from all the pillars which comes to you is very very nice. That helps you stand strong. So once when we were in Nach Baliye, I think the effort was of everyone. We were there practicing, dancing, rehearsing, being in front of the camera. But behind was mom. मेरे दोनों बच्चे जो उन्होंने भी अपनी दादी को इतना परेशान नहीं किया, बहुत बहुत सस्टेन किया, हेल्प किया उनका, ज़्यादा परेशानी इतनी नहीं करी hopefully. And mom took a lot of care for everything. All the other people who were there in the house, everybody, right from my driver, the maid, to my nanny was there helping my mom with the kids. Everybody did their job, it was their part. So I think अगर ये सब चीजें नहीं होती तो शायद हम Nach Baliye नहीं कर पाते. I think this was very very important part, and this entire thing is to my mom, my mummy, which with her blessings and I think with her strength we were there on the stage. I think nobody else could have done that. It's all the credits entirely to her.
And I have to tell you, Ridhima, I would love to see more of your performance also coming to the television world. I mean, there is no such reason of you not belonging to the media world at all for not to see you more in the important roles that are going to be played out. So I'll just bring to you two more callers that we have. And one is calling all the way from Panipat in Haryana for us to speak to you. And the other one is from Delhi. He's a analyst, just came out of the share market. So we have Vivek over here. Your question to them, please.
थैंक यू अंकु. जिस तरह से रामायण हमने देखी थी तो उसमें जितने भी करेक्टर्स थे लाइक राम लक्ष्मण, तो उनकी एक पर्सनल लाइफ बहुत चेंज हो गई थी. तो आपकी भी पर्सनल लाइफ उसी तरह से चेंज हो गई है उस इन सारे सीरियल्स को करने के बाद?
ऑनेस्टी के साथ अगर आपको कहूँ तो मैं आपको बोलूंगा कि जितने भी मैंने शो किए हैं, भले ही वो माइथोलॉजिकल है या फिक्शन है, जब भी आप कोई कैरेक्टर करते हैं तो आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में कुछ ना कुछ उसका असर गिरता है. ये फैक्ट है, ये होता है. तो जब आप इस तरह के किरदार निभाते हैं, जैसे विष्णु भगवान हो गए, कृष्णा भगवान हो गए, देन आई प्लेड शिवा आल्सो इन महाकाली. सो कहीं ना कहीं वो आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में अफेक्ट करता है. दैट हैपेंस बिकॉज यू आर प्लेइंग दैट कैरेक्टर फॉर सच अ लॉन्ग टाइम, स्पेशली इन टीवी. बट लाइक रिधिमा जस्ट सेड पहले, थोड़ा टाइम पहले, that I have this I don't know how, but it is there on and off that happens with me. When I'm in front of camera, something in me just switches on, and once I'm out of the set, it switches off. But that does not mean that I don't carry with me maybe whatever that I need to learn, what I need to keep in my mind with me. That's what I do. I do that all the time. I am as a person very introspective. So even like before just sleeping or whatever, I tend to think a lot of my entire day. And especially while you're shooting these kind of shows like Mahabharata or Mahakali or Mahadev, you tend to think about it in your subconscious mind. Something of it definitely remains. We are not even a sand dust compared to the characters that come across on screen. We are just actors. But from my side, I would just like to state that I am as much as human as you guys are. So that's what it is.
We also have Sneha. Sneha is calling from Panipat there.
हाय सौरभ, हाय रिधिमा।
Hi.
मुझे आपसे मिलके बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं आपके सारे एपिसोड्स देखती हूँ।
Thank
Especially
you. Thank you
Krishna.
so much. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.
एक्चुअली मुझे आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछना है कि
हाँ
जैसे
जी।
आपने इतने टफ सीन किए, क्या उनमें से आपको जो टफ सीन लगा?
मुझे ना एक्चुअली कृष्णा के जितने भी सीन्स मैंने किए फ्रॉम द वेरी स्टार्टिंग टिल द वेरी एंड, मुझसे कई बार ये सवाल पूछा जाता है विच वॉज द टफेस्ट ऑफ देम ऑल, विच वन यू फेल्ट द मोस्ट. I honestly I'm telling you, each and every scene I hold very dear to my heart because every scene gives out some sort of life lessons which is very relatable. जो आज हमारे साथ होता है उससे काफी हम relate कर सकते हैं. तो सारे ही सीन्स मुझे बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं और मैं उनको उस स्केल में नहीं डाल सकता कि ये टफ थे या ये टफ नहीं थे, ये इजी थे या नहीं थे. वो सारे सीन्स मुझे बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं और मेरे बहुत दिल के पास है सब. तो मैं नहीं बोल सकता कि कौन से टफ थे या कौन से इजी थे, सभी एक लेवल के थे.
तो क्या आप कोई अपने फेवरेट सीन में से कोई एक डायलॉग बोल के दिखा सकते हैं?
Saurav, this had to come to you from your fans.
मेरे को एक डायलॉग तो नहीं बोलूंगा, खाली एक लाइन है जो मैं इनफैक्ट अभी भी 7 साल के बाद भी मतलब अपने जहन में उसको रखता हूँ. वो ये है कि जो व्यक्ति ये जान लेता है कि वो स्वयं कुछ नहीं करता, उसी के हाथों कोई महत्व का कार्य हो पाता है. सो दिस इज वेरी डियर टू.
आप दोनों का फेवरेट हीरो या कोई एक हीरोइन कौन है जो दोनों का हो? एक
वो चेंज होते रहते हैं एक्चुअली.
I think Amitabh Bachchan is one
Yeah,
of
Amitabh Bachchan is my all-time favorite.
I don't think that will change.
That can never
Never
change.
change.
Okay, so with that, Saurav, we are almost going to a closure. But before anything else, I want to ask certain things. We are actually in a situation. You guys have quite spoken about how you're managing your days now. I'm sure you're supporting each other in terms of every work and also managing children. It's been a boon for you also that you've got blessing to spend time with your kids after long. How are you looking at the entire pandemic or situation we are in? I mean. Does anything go by to your head also through the day, like in terms of shooting is stopped for now, we won't see shooting happen for a couple of months, people are quite scared, so what plays into your head every day, like how do you see the future ahead?
See, for me, I think I totally believe in this fact that human lives are much more important than entertainment, at least. If I can't say for other work, but if my part of job is the entertainment industry, and human lives are definitely much more something that we need to care much more there than thinking about entertainment as of now. So I really feel that whenever shoot has to begin, we should make sure that all precautions are taken, and only when we are very sure that it's not affecting anyone's life, we should proceed ahead. Otherwise, we should for now take a back seat for some time.
So coming to media line, Ridhima, have you made your mind through the kind of following you have? Will we see you also come on screen sooner or later as things go back to normal? Do we see both of you pair together in some upcoming series or shows or films?
Yeah, I really don't know about shows. I'm not a much media person, but after Nach Baliye, I think he was also telling me do something, and I said I really don't know right now. So maybe I mean nothing is up in my mind right now, and let's see later on. I don't know. I don't have any specific
And
answer.
Sourabh, do we also see you in characters other than the recent characters we've seen you in? Two of them, Dev Mahadev and Mahabharata. Are you also having
Yeah,
some
actually,
plan?
I got to play Dhananand in Chanduk Maurya, which was out and out negative. So that gave me sort of a range as an actor. I'm very happy about that, that I got a role like Dhananand. And then recently I played Neil in Patiala Waves. So it was amazing character again. And I'm just hoping that again next I get something different, which I always aim for.
Thank you so much, guys, for sparing that time for us and giving us a message, because it's very important for people to relate to the real person, the real couple, because I don't see both of you separate at any time. That's why I'm more lucky to have you both together. I think next time I hope to see you as a family. We can also have your kids telling us how much they tolerated Saurabh and his absence during the show when he got his popularity. It's utmost pleasure for me, and thank you so much. And we hope to take your message to the people to stay safe and stay indoors. Your last message to the country today, as you're talking, and we're still in the unlocking phase. Anything that you want to give as a last message, that okay, now everybody should not take it too
Yeah,
easy.
same thing I want to say is that stay safe, guys. Even though lockdown has been eased out throughout the nation, I believe, but maybe the ease down is there for the lockdown, but coronavirus is still there and it's growing. So do not take it lightly. Stay indoor only when it's really required for you to go out. Then go out, and that too with proper care and precaution. Do not take it lightly. Your life and the lives of people around you are in your hands. So that is what I want to tell them.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you.
Brought to you by India Podcasts in association with ICI Healthcare